The history of learning theories and how they have shaped learning environments. How people learn is a topic that has been highly debated over the years, and these debates have led to the development of several learning theories that have shaped learning environments for thousands of years. The beginning of learning theories can be traced back to the works of ancient Greek philosophers Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates. Plato believed in the ideas of rationalism, which was the theory that knowledge can be gained through reflection. Aristotle, on the other hand, believed in the theory of empiricism, which is learning information from an individual's surroundings using his or her senses to gather information. Socrates and Plato's ideas resulted in learning strategies that use discovery and reflection to enhance the learning process. Romans did not share the Greeks' theories of education. Romans believed in transmission based learning where knowledge was transmitted from the teacher to the learner. Romans centered their teachings around the beliefs of the Catholic Church. Therefore, student learning was centered around rote learning and learning through experiences by completing apprenticeships. Humanism was developed during the Renaissance, which shifted learning to human values that were not based on religion. Rene Descartes helped shape educational theory when he described how the environment and the human mind influence behavior. John Locke shared Aristotle's empiricism theory and believed that children's minds get shaped by their experiences. Locke believed that people gather data using their senses and they create simple ideas from their experiences, which can combine to create more complex ideas. As a result of his ideas, Locke believed that it was important for teachers to design learning experiences for students to learn from. Locke's ideas have been incorporated in many disciplines, but science especially incorporated them by using labs to enhance learning outcomes. Immanuel Kant revised Plato's rationalist theory and modernized it in the 1700s. He believed that individuals have prior knowledge, and these innate ideas are used to create a systematic structure for organizing data received by the senses. Kant was one of the first people to recognize and understand the cognitive process of the mind. Kant's work laid the foundation for those that came after him to further develop and understand the process of cognition, such as Piaget. During the 19th century, the scientific study of learning was at the forefront. During this time, there were many psychology-based learning theories that were developed that were based on scientific study. This time period focused on how people learned and what was the best approach for teaching students. Edward Thorndike led the laid the foundation for behaviorism theory. He believed that learning was based on association between sense impressions and an impulse to action. Therefore, Thorndike favored active learning and designed the learning environment to ensure that specific stimuli were present so that learning would take place. Burrhus Skinner expanded Thorndike's behaviorism theory and used it to develop programmed learning. He believed if students perceived he believed if students received positive reinforcement, learning outcomes would be increased. Behaviorist learning theory has had a major impact on education. It is used to develop curriculums that ensure student learning and development of some types of skills. However, research has shown that behaviorism is not an effective approach for more complex thinking. Jean Piaget was the first to recognize and state that learning is a developmental cognitive process. Students create knowledge based on their experiences, which depends on their biological, physical, and mental stage of development. Lev Vygotsky expanded on Piaget's theory and added social cultural cognition, which is the idea that learning involves social interactions. He stressed the impact that cultures and language have in developing students' learning and how teachers and peers help learners develop new ideas and skills. Vygotsky developed the idea of zone of proximal development, which he which is when he believed that learning was optimal. ZBT is the idea that students should be exposed to learning experiences that are just beyond their range of learning. Teachers and peers can help students learn by bridging the gap between what students know and what they are about to learn. His work helped shape how curriculums and design his work shaped how curriculums are designed and how instruction is delivered. For example, discourse, cooperative learning, and scaffolding are now major components of a teacher's instructional design. Progressive learning theory incorporates many of the ideas already discussed. Progressives wanted to establish a balance between teacher transmission and guided experiential learning. John Dewey believed that teachers must provide students with experiences so students can uncover curriculum within a suitable learning environment. Dewey believed that teachers should be facilitators rather than the boss of learning. Maria Montessori shared Dewey's ideas, and she believed that students learn through well thought out activities. Jerome Bruner believed that complex material can be taught by breaking it down into understandable pieces that any student can learn. He developed the idea of spiral curriculum, where subject matter is experience and it goes deeper intellectually with each spiral view conducted. In 1977, Albert Bandura proposed his social learning theory and broadened and renamed it in the 1980s to social cognitive theory. Social learning proposes that individuals learn through observations of models. They process what they have observed, which results in individuals imitating what they observed. Cognitism was introduced in the middle of the 20th century. Cognitism emphasizes the internal thoughts of an individual where the person is breaking down and organizing new information. Teachers incorporate this process when they ask students to journal about what they are learning. Constructivism is when students learn new information by building upon knowledge they already have. Connectivism is a 21st century learning theory that incorporates the effective use of technology as a learning tool. Students can conduct research and analyze information they obtain to determine if it is reliable and useful. Contemporary learning theory realizes the role that experience and reflection have in developing skills and ideas. In today's world, teachers incorporate the various learning theories outlined throughout this presentation to design curriculums that meet the needs of their students. In reality, there is no one size fits all approach to learning. As a result, teachers design instruction that is best for the learning process for the content they will be teaching. Some contents require different approaches, so teachers must be aware of learning strategies and theories that are effective for their designed learning outcomes. All the learning theories reviewed in this presentation can be applied in the different learning environments. The key is how they will be applied. Teachers need to consider the needs of their students and the learning outcomes they hope to achieve, and then utilize learning strategies and theories that will help them achieve their desired outcome. Behaviorism is often seen as more suited to face learning environments, but it also plays a big role in the other two learning environments. Positive reinforcement in the form of feedback is crucial in online and blended learning environments. Connectivism is the way of the future, and it should be used in all learning environments. It is essential that students are gaining skills that they will need in their future careers. Therefore, technology must be incorporated into all learning environments, and students must learn how to assess if information is reliable and accurate. Cognitism, cognitism, Cognitivism plays a big role in education and is usable in all learning environments. Asking students to make connections to information they already know is a key piece in learning. Having students participate in group discussions, whether online or in the classroom, is cognitism and social learning at their best. According to National University, there are as many as 31 different learning theories. This presentation only touched on the most popular ones. The more learning theories that a teacher is aware of, then the more they can incorporate them into their curriculum design. This will ensure that they are meeting the needs of all learners. A key concept that must be considered by all teachers is creating a safe and suitable learning environment. The learning environment must be engaging and conducive to the learning process to optimize learning outcomes. And this is a copy of the references that were used to create this presentation.